Alright, welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney. Let's begin this cross-examination. Alright, let's press this. Okay, so apparently they're not fans of the fog. That would be pretty bad. So why would he choose that day of all days to do it? Like, if he's gonna pick a day, any day where it could be foggy or anything else, then it seems obvious that he would pick one where he's less likely to be seen. Alright, so we've got a witness. We're gonna need to cross-examine them. Yeah? Yeah, well, actually, come to think of it, I wonder. So it was dark, we've established that, and there was artificial light. There's lamps, right? So, uh, so the policemen in Old London would go around lighting lamps at night. And maybe, if we can cross-examine the one who saw all this, maybe we might find out that he was slacking a bit, and maybe didn't light all the lamps. Maybe left a few dark spots. Alright, let's hear it. Fell to the ground after she was stabbed in the back. Okay, first, we've got this, which was the previous one. Open area, high visibility, nobody else was present. Okay. She fell to the ground after she was stabbed in the back. Yeah, I was thinking, like, maybe somehow they could, like, put the jacket on backwards and... I don't know, it was a dumb thought. There's... yeah, it's pretty clear. The knife is sticking out of her back. So Sawaseki made a run for it, but as he fled the scene, he dropped the items he was carrying. That would be the old books. But if we can prove that... hold on. Do those look burned at all? No, unfortunately not. Okay. And what is this? He bought books from the used bookshop before the incident occurred. Monsieur Lecoq, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and the Canterbury Tales. This was 15 minutes before the crime. That's when he checked all this out, right? So... and does that look like the books here? I'm guessing it does. I don't see any indication of what they are, but... I see a kind of like French... what's that symbol called again? Arc de Triomphe, I think? No. No, never mind. Fleur de lis. That's it. Yeah, we've got that, kinda. It's not quite that, but it's a little bit kind of that, so that might be the French one. And, I don't know which one of these would be 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, but it doesn't matter. Like, literally, this is all pointless to think about. Was it the snow that damaged them, or was it the fire? If we could actually get those into evidence, that would be nice. Alright, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that out of the ordinary, or unreasonable to think that he could be holding 3 books in one hand. It's not that difficult to do, so... yeah, that might be interesting. Okay, this is good to know. So the crime happened around here. So that means it took about 15 minutes for him to get there. That seems a little much. but I guess maybe he spent like 5 minutes or so. Maybe like, I don't know, maybe that he didn't exactly leave the door the moment he checked out those books, you know? It would be nice if we could have this marked on the map permanently. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Alright, so yeah, he went like this. Fair enough. And this is actually not a building, this is an open area. I think it would be the location of the bookshop. Well, he just told us. What? Yeah, but... No, I was... That's not what I was trying to... Okay, I guess when we were saying what's important about that, we were actually asking him for new info, not trying to point out the part of it that was actually important. So that was worded a bit weirdly, but... Let's, press that. Okay, what's the name of the bookshop, maybe? Tattered Tabor. Something there. We have that information. And then the bookshop selection. Let's go with the name of the bookshop first, and then we can try the bookshop selection. Alright, I had to reload to select this one, so we're gonna do that. Yeah, that would certainly be annoying. Alright, there we go, I guess. Okay, so I know the answer. We need to get that name again. I'd accidentally muted myself for a bit of that testimony, so I've already seen up to the point where I presented it, so I know it was the right answer. But that's it. So let me just quickly speed through here. Alright, let's get that there. Okay, and now we do this. We present it, and we see, well, I know why it's the right answer, but we see where this leads. Yeah. The thing is, this doesn't really help us because the defendant already admitted that he was walking behind the woman, so... So he might have actually visited that one and just not bought anything. Okay. That, yeah, exactly. It doesn't really help us. Like, even if we prove that actually the other bookstore was in a location where he wouldn't have gone down that road, we know he went down that road. He admitted it. Unless actually, what if he was walking down or behind her in another road and she just collapsed and he didn't necessarily see her get stabbed? Yeah, they would take that route. And that also makes the times line up better because I couldn't see that taking 15 minutes, that trek. Alright, let's see. Okay, that makes sense. So they're saying he's gonna argue that he could have gone this way and avoided the crime scene entirely, but in fact, he probably did actually go this way, because we know that he was walking behind her, so I don't think this is gonna help us much. Also, it's shorter to go that way than the other way, so... Yeah, this changes nothing. You never fail to make me laugh, he says with a completely straight face, not laughing at all. Oh, and then she also points it out. I seem to be on the same wavelength as her in this trial. Well, no. Actually, it seems a little suspicious that she's so, like... First of all, how is she even a juror? But second of all, it's really suspicious that she's, like, so heated on, I don't know, getting this defendant. He wouldn't have to, but this is not going to help us. I just don't think this is very likely. Because we're trying to place him away from the crime scene when he's already admitted that he's been to the crime scene. Or, well, not necessarily to the crime scene, but he's admitted that he was following behind that woman at one point. Most people, yeah, but he was a foreigner, he's not necessarily familiar with the streets, so... he's gonna tell us. He's gonna tell us that he took that way, unfortunately. I don't know, wandering aimlessly makes it sound like maybe he would take a roundabout route. Uh, can you do that? Just kind of defer to them and ask them their opinions right now? That's a little premature. Come to think of it, we never figured out who the murderer was in the last case, right? And this guy was a witness to the last case, so he totally could have been the murderer. Wow, okay. Even the deaf guy. Alright, so we are already at closing arguments. We're already gonna have to stop this from happening. Alright, let's do it. We get to do this again. The dai-gyakuten. They should have called this the Grand Ace Attorney, if they're gonna call this, if they're gonna call it, translate that as Grand Turnabout. Alright. I don't know if they all know that, but he does. Okay, well, I pretty much agreed with most of those arguments, so this is going to be difficult. Yeah, that's the part I was talking about, so. I wonder, maybe Soseki was like, maybe she had already been stabbed, but she didn't notice it. No, that would be stupid. Maybe Soseki was following behind her and she had already been stabbed and then she just happened to collapse. I don't know. That's the only thing that makes sense right now. But even that, like, surely she would notice if she was stabbed. She would not just be casually walking home. Then again, maybe she was, like, trying to walk to a hospital or get help or something, but she would probably, if she noticed the person behind her, she would try and get help from him. Alright. Yeah. Oh yeah, he did cause a lot of trouble. Didn't we expose something like... I forget what exactly we had exposed. Some kind of debt thing, I think. This is really not a good pick for the jury, though. Like, someone who has a history with the attorney, I don't think this would fly, normally. Well, it could have been... it would have to be the victim, probably. I mean, yeah, I don't disagree with her. This isn't fair play, is it? I don't think so. He does look a little similar, though. But his hat actually looks like normal. Like, this guy actually seems like a level-headed juror. So does she, I guess, the one we just talked to. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Unfortunately, I can't think of any reason why he would take the long road. And then we've got you. You're gonna be a problem. Yeah, this is a little... I don't know if this is good, but maybe they'll address this. Hmm. I mean... I don't know about the mustache. Hmm. What about this guy? Maybe we can convince him. Don't you get paid for jury duty? Okay. So this is getting all kinds of messed up. We shouldn't have jurors involved with a case so much like this. Let me check that. Right, so he was over here digging something somewhere. So that might be a reason why he wouldn't go that road. Okay. So we could clash this with this. But for now, I'm gonna press this. And then we'll press the next guy. Alright. So now it's actually relevant of whether he went to the Ragged Reader or the Tattered Tales Book Emporium. And we know he went to Tattered Tales. Alright, so there we go. We have our inn there. I don't know why this guy thinks that the Ragged Reader isn't so good. So, according to the Scotland Yard, the Ragged Reader is bigger, and that's the one they checked first, so... Okay, so you actually went there, right? Is that what he said? Left the shop a little before 5 o'clock. I hope he doesn't end up being the killer. Okay. So there was a narrow footpath frozen over here. And this area was being dug up. Oh, what if he was following behind this guy in the green jacket, and that he just assumed that it was a lady? Well, there we go. Now it's coming together. It's really interesting the way, like, the jurors are like really integrated into things. Like it's very unrealistic, but it's also it's like it gives it like a really small town feel, I guess. Like every single person is relevant, you know? They're not just random people. Of course, London isn't a small town at all, but you know. Alright, so we've got two potential clashes here. We can clash this with this. No reason he would have taken such a long route home. Yeah, so we don't necessarily know that it was all blocked off, but now things are starting to seem like they could have gone a different way. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. We're kind of fishing information out of the jurors, which is not what they're for, but, I mean, it works. If it works, it works. Alright, so I know one more clash. Alright, so... So we've got that. We know what can clash with hers. Okay. So, once we have that, we can clash with him. These aren't really, like, these two are the difficult ones. And they happen to be the people that we know as well. But, yeah, so... we're gonna clash her. With him. Yeah, he did shout that part. Yeah, so we know he walked down home from there, we know he couldn't have gone the long way around, and we know this guy was wearing a green jacket, probably walking along the same route, around the same time, and fell over. I don't know, it all lines up. Oh, I just got that little name pun. There haven't been that many puns in this game, but Viridian Green, green jacket. Also, Giselle Brett, I think that was a name we heard earlier. That's actually... I saw the word, I forget what the context it was, but it was in a Sherlock Holmes book. It was like some kind of drink or something. Like a Giselle braid or something like that. I don't know. But anyway. But would that have caused him to flee? I don't know. And also, where did the books come from? We really need to get those books into evidence, because if they have fire damage on them, they don't appear to in the picture, but if they do, then that'll clear everything up. I really hope that this doesn't all get overturned at some point, and it turns out he actually was at the scene of the crime or anything. Because so far it's all looking good for us, but we know how these games are. Things could turn around in an instant. I mean, I'm not complaining. It helps us out. There we go. This guy seems very impressionable, like he just does whatever the other jurists are doing. Alright, so we've tipped the scales. Why does he keep doing that? He keeps, like, just grabbing wine glasses or whatever, shattering them to pieces, and then saying, "Sorry, I really shouldn't have done that. I really shouldn't have shattered that wine glass to pieces. Anyway." Probably really hurts to do that. It's probably, like, bleeding inside his gloves. Alright, so we're gonna need the witness. They probably saw him, so... Yeah, it's possible he could have gone around it. It's a roughly 2 meters, right? Like, a yard is pretty close to a meter, so it's not that long. It's definitely not the length of an entire road. Or the width. Interesting that London uses imperial measurement in this time period. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but because of it had to come from somewhere when they started using it in America. I guess they switched over to metric after losing America. But would Japan be using metric at this point in time? That seems a bit weird. I don't know. I'm not gonna think too hard about that, but... leaping over 2 meters. I don't know about that. That would require, like, a running start. I don't know. That's a little excessive. I think it's a little unlikely. We still don't know if those are his books. I still need to examine those. I mean... Yeah, I mean, he didn't see it, but that doesn't mean that he can confirm that he wasn't there. Yeah, I guess we don't. But that's why we have to continue the trial. I mean, he was being respectful, I guess. Or not. Alright. Well, there we go. So, we're going to talk to those witnesses next time. We've got an officer from Scotland Yard, but I guess there's somebody else too. Alright, so we're gonna end it here. So, until next time, take care, and I will see you then.